Level number 4 of bitachon is being consistent. Your bitachon can't only be something in your mind or brain or neshama. It has to be consistent with your actions. Rabbi Akiva is the bastion of consistency. If you think about the story of Rabbi Akiva saw water hitting a rock, slowly eroding the rock, slowly making inroads into the rock, and the consistency. And he said, hold on a second, if that water is going through the rock, albeit after a long process, I should be learning Torah as well. Because I'm not living a consistent life because there's something I can achieve that I haven't set out to properly achieve. His later part of his story, when he comes back after 12 years in yeshiva, he hears his wife saying, he should go back for another 12 years. And instead of coming home, he goes straight back for another 12 years. It's consistency. It's not splitting up 12 years, then a break, another 12 years. It's being consistent in your actions. And the truth is, if we're not consistent, it grates on us. There's dissonance. We have one thing in our heads, we're acting in another way, being consistent with our bitachon and our actions. Let me tell you a brief tale, the story of a class that were consistent. This is one of my kids' classes in school. They had something at the end of the day called detention or hashlama. Detention is where if a child misbehaves, they have to stay behind for a certain number of minutes. And the way they did it in this particular school is that you'd get detention if you came late. But they would add up your lateness over the course of the week. And at the end of the week, you would get that minute's lateness as detention. So if you came late for 5 minutes each day, after 4 days, you get a 20-minute detention. This class had 3 kids, each had like 45-minute detentions. They were late for various classes throughout days. And their rabbi came in to their class. This is a couple of days before detention day. And he gave them some mussar. He says, boys, I see that you care for each other. And you're always with each other in times of simcha, when times are happy. When there's a bar mitzvah, you're dancing. When someone's brother or sister gets engaged, you're all dancing together, you're together. But as Jews, we don't only be together. We aren't only together in times of simcha, we're together when times are tough. When a kid falls over in the playground, you make sure you're there for them. If a kid doesn't know their homework, you help them. At that point, the kids got together. They made a spontaneous conference. They said, hold on a second, he's right. The Rebbe's right. We have to be together when times are tough. And they realized that 3 of the kids had detention for 45 minutes. And they said to the teacher, you know what, instead of those 3 having detention for 45 minutes, we will all take upon ourselves to stay late that day for 4 minutes. And we'll add up, we'll do the math, and you'll see that will be the same as 3 kids being late for 45 minutes. The teacher accepted that. It's a wonderful thing, consistency. Being able to spread things out, having a plan, and actually taking that on, achieving that, being consistent. Our actions have to be consistent with our bitachon. We are people who have bitachon, but our mitzvahs need to match that as well.